What's up, everybody? My name is Anthony, and today we're going to talk about the Ethereum price. Obviously, we have broke all-time highs multiple times in the last week, which leaves many people wondering why it's not rocketing off the way people might expect it to. So we're going to break that down. I'm going to give you my opinion on when I think this is going to happen, and it's not really so much of an opinion as it is statistical evidence based on technical analysis. I'm also going to explain to you why the price has been moving up and give you at the end of the video catalysts which I believe will push the price even higher. So make sure to stick around for the entire video. But before we get started, I want to thank all of our new and returning subscribers and invite you to join the community if you're serious about including cryptocurrency in your overall wealth building strategy. But first things first, let's talk about what drove the Ethereum price higher, and then we'll get into some TA. So big investors stacked up on Ether as the price rose to a record high. This comes from CoinDesk. This article was just published hours ago. And as you see here, the number of whale addresses, which is those holding at least 10,000 Ethereum, jumped to a 13-month high of 1,103 on Saturday. So you can see the data right there, and this is likely one of the catalysts that helped boost the price higher. Another thing we need to talk about in this video is how this could be leading to a supply shortage. Now, I know there is not a cap on the amount of Ethereum which can be created like there is with Bitcoin, so it's not quite as scarce, but data also shows that Ethereum is leaving centralized exchanges, possibly creating a supply shortage and facilitating a stronger bullish move. So the number of coins held on exchanges fell to 15,469,582 over the weekend. And this is the lowest level or lowest amount of Ether on exchanges since back in November of 2019, back when the price was roughly $200, if you can see over here. But now price is going up and ETH is leaving the exchanges, which means people are getting ready to stake it or people are thinking long term. Remember, when cryptocurrency leaves exchanges, it means people are not selling it. For whatever the reason may be, they're locking it up in cold storage, and that is a positive thing, which will decrease the supply and put upwards pressure on the price, which has happened. So let's take a look at the technicals. Let's talk about what has happened and what will likely happen. At the time of this recording, we are sitting at roughly $1,330. Now you can see we tried to break out of this ascending triangle, but we have fallen. And we are about to close. It is 6:39 p.m. from where I am. Daily close is at 7 o'clock in New York. So we're going to see where this candle closes. Likely it will be somewhere in here. Of course, these are the daily candles. But as I just mentioned, what we are looking at here is an ascending triangle, which is a bullish continuation pattern. And history tells us that the likelihood of this breaking to the upside is higher than it breaking out to the downside. So if this breaks out to the upside, of course, we're looking at upside action. We'll talk about where that's going and how high that could be in a moment. But I first want to talk about when it could be happening, because I've heard a lot of YouTubers kind of get ahead of themselves lately. I mean, people get very excited when they're dealing with their money and they stand to make a lot of it. But I always try and keep a level head. So take a look at this. What you're looking at here is the daily chart of the Bitcoin to USD pairing. Now, this all-time high was initially broke on November 30th, but it wasn't until 18 days later that we saw a move higher, a convincing move higher, which came on a decent amount of volume. And look at this, same shape. So this is an ascending triangle. So this is exactly what happened to Bitcoin, but it took 18 days after the initial piercing of the all-time high before it went up. And we all know what happened after that. That's when we went basically straight up all the way to roughly $42,000 for Bitcoin. But that came after 18 days. So that bears mentioning. Okay, so the first time we broke an all-time high was back on January 19th, right? So it's been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days, and there is still time left. I think we've got a few more days before this makes a decisive move up and down, but the price is consolidating, meaning it's getting closer and closer, and this spring is coiling up, it's building up pressure, and then it's going to release itself. It's going to release its energy onto the market at a certain point, I'd say sometime before February 4th. And I've been calling for this breakout. I've been calling for a breakout ever since I made this video right here. I was calling for a breakout in January or February, which we are now seeing. So how high could this price go? So if I take my Fibonacci from the all-time high, the previous all-time high, down to the swing low, you can see some levels start to show themselves. And the first upside target would be the 1.27 level which would be roughly $1,790. That's after this thing breaks out of this ascending triangle, which again could happen in a few days. Beyond that, if after we hit that point, of course, we could be looking at $2,000. That is the psychological level. That's the level that everyone's been talking about. And if this is the height, of course, you see if I take this to the top, that will potentially take us to that level. So good stuff. If we fall lower, our potential support levels would be right here at $1,123. That would be one support level. And then we do have historical support. We're looking at the weekly candles, which is right here at the 0.618, which is that golden ratio. And that is at $908. So that would be kind of a worst case scenario if the price were to break downwards. But truthfully, my gut says we're going to be going higher. So let me show you why. Now, this article came out a few days ago, and it talks about Ethereum's road to $2,000 and gives you 3 reasons to be bullish. So reason number 1 is we could see a CME Ethereum futures. So the world's largest derivatives platform, the Chicago Mercantile Exchange, or the CME, publicly announced on December 16th its plans to launch Ethereum futures by February 8th. So this supports the idea of a breakout coming in the beginning of February, right? Provided it receives regulatory approval, so they're still waiting on that. But remember, the CME Bitcoin futures was one of the main reasons, arguably the main reason, for Bitcoin's rise during the last crypto bull market. So the second catalyst will be ETH burning and predictable fees. So I really want to focus on the Ether burning. And really what we're talking about is the Ethereum Improvement Proposal 1559. If you haven't heard about this yet, this was an improvement proposal by co-founder Vitalik Buterin. He's the one who made it, along with a few other notable developers. And one thing they want to do is introduce a uniform fee across all Ethereum-centric platforms for gas prices, which could be a really good thing and help with scalability. But the second function of IEP 1559, and the one that'll likely have the greatest impact on Ether's future price, is the introduction of burning Ether. Burning means completely removing tokens from existence if you don't know, which will reduce supply, right? Causing a reduction in the circulating supply. IEP 1559 plans to burn the base fee. So they're going to lower or get a uniform base fee, and then they're going to burn the Ethereum that is used to pay the gas fees. And that is potentially a big deal, and that's something that will not go into effect right now, but in the future. Again, these are bullish catalysts that have not rolled out yet. Third reason is that Ethereum 2.0 phase 1 is coming. So right now we are in phase 0, but in phase 1 we can look forward to sharding, which will greatly reduce the time it takes to confirm transactions and means the overall network will be compatible of handling significantly higher volumes without suffering the level of congestion it currently does. Now, there's no confirmed date on this, but it's expected to arrive sometime this year. And when that's announced, that could be another bullish catalyst for the price. Like the video if you found value in the content, and let me know in the comments section when you expect Ethereum to go parabolic. When are we going to see $2,000? Let's ask it like that. Let me know in the comments section. I want to thank you guys for watching. Remind you never to invest more than you can afford to lose in cryptocurrency, and wish you well. Take care.